Welcome back to the bench. Hi everyone. So just want to start off by saying that I haven't been doing this for very long, so don't butcher me if I get things wrong, please, thanks. So my buddy Mac, avid musician, has a bunch of guitars, had this guitar in his basement. It's belonged to his family for, I think, since the 70s, I think is what he said. So it has some sentimental value to him, and he wasn't playing it, and I said, you know what, bring it over, let me take a look at it. I'll see if I can restore it to a playable condition, because it really wasn't in a playable condition. It had been neglected, I think, for a long time. So there was a few things wrong with it. The string action was incredibly high, upwards of, I want to say, close to 1/4 of an inch, maybe even higher than that in some parts. So that wasn't related to the relief of the neck, which the relief is the natural bow in the neck. You can adjust that with the truss rod. It wasn't related to any, truss rod adjustment. So I did tweak the truss rod a little bit because it was a little bowed, just to reduce the relief in the neck. That did change it, alter it a little bit, but not nearly as much as we needed. So the other option, when I was looking at it and I did a little research online, was to do a neck reset, which, for those of you that don't know what a neck reset is, it basically involves detaching the neck and the fingerboard, which is all glued everywhere, detaching it from the body of the guitar. You do that by drilling holes and injecting steam at the joint. So it's a pretty intrusive process, and I didn't want to get into that unless it was absolutely necessary because of the sentimental value that this had for Mac. So long story short, I did some research. There's another option that I noticed online, which was to lower the saddle height and the bridge height. So the saddle, lowering of the saddle is a natural, maybe not natural, it's one of the first things you do when the action is high. It's made to do that, the saddle. You can shave the bottom of the saddle to lower it. The saddle, for those of you that don't know what that is, it's the white plastic piece here that the strings rest on. So noticing that had already been lowered pretty much as it could go, without, it was really low, but not so low that it would touch the bridge, because the bridge basically was preventing, the bridge is the wood part around the saddle. You couldn't lower the saddle anymore without the strings hitting the bridge, basically, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So the option was to shave down the bridge. So I elected to go with that. I took a plane, I lowered the thickness of the bridge. I started at 10 millimeters, I brought it down to about 8 millimeters, which I just built a guitar and it was 8 millimeters, so I figured that extra 2 millimeters really won't really change anything, except for lowering the action, which is what I want to do, right? So I elected to go with that option, and it worked out pretty well. So here we are. It's really, I think, in a more playable state now. It could be lowered a little bit more. I'm going to see. There's a little bit of saddle I think I can remove from the underside to bring it down just a bit more. But you don't want fret buzz either. If you lower the strings too much, you get fret buzz, and that's not good. So all in all, a pretty successful repair and restoration, I guess we'll call it. I leveled the frets as well, because they were all out of whack and the intonation was off and stuff like that. So I leveled the frets and I polished the frets back to where they're supposed to be. And yeah, it actually sounds kind of nice. It's not a upscale guitar by any means. It's a Mann guitar. But I think, it was made with some pretty decent wood. Not high quality by any means, but back then I think wood was readily available. So, I mean, it's made with Indian rosewood. The neck and the fingerboard and the bridge, and the top looks like it's spruce. So, and the back looks like it's, I'm not sure what it is actually, some type of mahogany maybe. Yeah, it kind of looks like mahogany. But yeah, all in all, had a lot of fun. I appreciate the fact that Mac trusted me to do this, and I tried to pay as close attention as possible to detail. whenever you have someone else's instrument, it's a little nerve-wracking, but yeah. So just a few minor touch-ups here. There's a dent over here that I'm going to fix. There was basically like a gouge that was taken out of it, so I filled it with CA glue, which is crazy glue, super glue. It's clear, it's transparent, so when it dries and you sand it down to level, you don't really notice it. You'll still see the hole because it's clear, but it is more, I guess, you know, the structure of the guitar, the soundboard is more rigid with that fixed. If not, you can have cracks that start at that point, so I decided to take care of that at the same time. So just a little bit of polishing left on this thing, and then we'll give it back to Mac, and hopefully he'll be playing it. So that's it for now. Fun little project. If any of you have any guitar repairs out there or anything that needs to be done, let me know. I love working on this stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's like a problem solving. So cool. All right. See you later, everybody.